Gold price heading substantially higher. I've heard people talk about 3,000, 4,000, 4,500. So it's going higher. It'll definitely make a fresh high somewhere, I think, between the $2,000 and $3,000 mark. But trying to quantify that exact upside really is dependent upon that central bank balance sheet expansion. But it's certainly going through those key milestones of 1,800, 1,906, which is the last high, and then also $2,000 per ounce, and should do so within the next 3-6 months.
The price is being driven higher by the low interest rate environment and the global pandemic. Mr O'Connor says since March, a range of ASX-listed gold equities have outperformed the market, thanks to the more than 20% lift in the gold price over that period. He says gold producers Saracen Minerals, Silver Lake, Aurelia and Ramelius have all performed strongly. Mr O'Connor says there's a direct link between the gold price and the share price performance of ASX-listed stocks.
In every commodity company I cover, be it in Australia or globally, the direct correlation is always to their underlying commodity price in their local currency terms. And the Australian gold equities are no different. And that correlation is anywhere between about 0.9 and 0.95 times, so a very high correlation. So if gold price is going higher in Aussie dollar terms, gold equities will go higher as well.
ABC Bullion is a gold and silver refiner based in Sydney, which sells gold to customers worldwide. More than 70% of its customers are based overseas, with a majority in Southeast Asia and the United States. ABC Bullion Global General Manager Nicholas Frappell says buyers are mostly retail investors who hold onto the bullion long term.
It's a safe haven, it has no debt attached to it, whereas when you buy a bond or you buy an equity, you're really looking at what that company or government is going to produce and tax in order to pay you back. Once you buy physical gold, there's no need to worry about anybody paying you back. You've paid for that gold, you own it, there's no debt attached to it, you're comfortable.
This refinery makes gold bars that vary in size from 1 ounce to 400 ounces like this one, worth more than $1 million.
ABC Bullion produces about 100 metric tonnes of gold bars each year and 250 tonnes of silver. These gold granules weigh 20 kilograms, making them worth about $1.8 million, and the half-kilo bars sitting on top of them are worth $42,000 each.
We really cover quite a large range of different weights, but I'd say the two that really matter for investor, the 1 ounce size and also the kilobar size. So those are the two very clear high sales. When you look overseas, people generally want kilobars, or sometimes they want the large bars, which we showed you earlier, the 12.5 kilo or 400 ounce size.
Mr Frappell says gold sales have spiked since the coronavirus pandemic, which he says is a result of low interest rates and investors fearful of a financial collapse.
If you look at gold sales domestically, they've almost quadrupled at the height of coronavirus, and they're coming back actually almost for a second wave. And now what we're seeing as well is we're seeing more and more interest in both silver and gold.
Mr O'Connor says for investors who can't afford to buy gold outright, then these gold equities have room to grow.
The basket of gold equities that are touching or very close to their 52-week highs include the likes of Saracen, Silver Lake, Aurelia, Ramelius as well. They've been the best performing over the last 3 months period from that March low. The ones that I like to look at are not so much the ones that have performed already, but the ones that are going to perform next. And in that next grouping, which will play catch-up, Newcrest Mining, Regis, Resolute, St Barbara, sit in that basket.
Edward Boyd,